How we doing, folks? This is the Pop Music Freak. I am back with another Song Facts Countdown video. We are up to song number 860 of my 1,000 favorite songs of all time. I'm taking us back to the end of 1986, and a British group that was at the very zenith, peak popularity in terms of chart success, certainly, but they've had a great following and definitely had put out a huge amount of great music before this point in time. But I'm talking about Genesis. The group has their biggest album they would ever have, Invisible Touch, in 1986. One smash after another. They had reached their peak of popularity. So I want to talk to you about one of their big hits from that album. The song is Land of Confusion. And definitely, I think, a tune that has some relevance even to this very day. Alright, so let me give you the song facts. Land of Confusion is a song by the English rock band Genesis from their 1986 album Invisible Touch. The song was the third track on the album and was the third track released as a single, reaching number 4 in the US on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 14 in the UK in late 1986. It also reached number 8 in the Netherlands. The music was written by the band, while the lyrics were written by guitarist Mike Rutherford. The song's video featured puppets from the 1980s UK sketch show Spitting Image. Reception of the song. Billboard said it had an anxious beat and a tentatively hopeful lyric. Cashbox called it a biting and aggressive cut, highlighted by a tough electronic rhythm and Phil Collins' searching vocal. Music video. The song is widely remembered for its music video, which had heavy airplay on MTV. The video features caricature puppets by the British television show Spitting Image. After Phil Collins saw a caricatured version of himself on the show, he commissioned the show's creators, Peter Fluck and Roger Law, to create puppets of the entire band, as well as all the characters in the video. The video opens with a caricatured Ronald Reagan, voiced by Chris Barry, Nancy Reagan, and a monkey, a reference to the 1951 movie Bedtime for Bonzo, which starred Reagan. Going to sleep at 4:30 p.m. Nancy is absorbed in reading His Way, Kitty Kelly's unauthorized biography of Frank Sinatra. Reagan, holding a teddy bear, kisses the monkey goodnight, falls asleep, and begins to have a nightmare, which sets the premise for the entire video. The video intermittently features a line of feet in combat boots marching through a swamp past the heads of Cold War-era political figures, including Jimmy Carter, Margaret Thatcher, Leonid Brezhnev, and Henry Kissinger. Caricatured versions of the band members are shown playing instruments on the stage during a concert. Tony Banks on an array of synthesizers, as well as a cash register full of cookies. Mike Rutherford on a 4-neck guitar, and 2 Phil Collins puppets, one on drums and one singing. During the second verse, the video shows in order Benito Mussolini, Ayatollah Khomeini, Mikhail Gorbachev, and his aides, and Muammar Gaddafi giving speeches on large video screens in front of mass crowds. Meanwhile, Reagan is shown putting on a Superman suit and running down the street, while Collins sings, "Oh Superman, where are you now?" When everything's gone wrong somehow, the men of steel, the men of power, are losing control by the hour. Meanwhile, the real-world Reagan is shown exhaling in a large pool of his own sweat. At one point, a rubber duck floats by as Nancy and the monkey look out the window. During the bridge, the Superman costume Reagan and a Triceratops with punk jewelry watch a television showing various clips of West German Chancellor Helmut Kohl and East German leader Erich Honecker as Ed McMahon and Johnny Carson, Walter Cronkite, Richard Nixon, Mr. Spock with a Rubik's Cube, and Bob Hope. This segues into a sequence set in prehistoric times where 2 dinosaurs, one wearing a bow tie, meet with Ronald and Nancy Reagan as a mammal eats an egg and reads a newspaper, and John Rambo hovers in the background. At the end of this part, The monkey from the prologue takes a large bone from Reagan and tosses it in the air, mimicking the first part of 2001: A Space Odyssey. You see, there's a lot of detail in this video that you're not going to remember after 36 years. As the bone begins to fall, there is a shift to Collins catching a falling phone, into which he states, "You won't be coming home tonight, my generation will put it right," while a caricature of Prince applies mustard, ketchup, and a bun to his own tongue and devours it, and a caricature of Pete Townsend is seen playing a chord on guitar and giving a thumbs up. On the "We're Not Just Making Promises" verse, the bone finally lands on top of David Bowie and Bob Dylan, but misses Mick Jagger. Reagan is then shown riding the Triceratops through streets, dressed as a cowboy. As the video nears its climax, there are periodic scenes of a large group of spoof celebrity puppets, including Tina Turner, Sting, Jim and Tammy Faye Baker, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Bill Cosby, Queen Elizabeth II, Princess Diana, and Hulk Hogan singing along to the chorus of the song, with Pope John Paul II playing electric guitar. At the end of the video, Reagan awakens and surfaces from the pool of sweat surrounding him. Nancy at this point is wearing a snorkel. After attempting to drink from a water glass, missing his mouth and even his face a la Airplane, he fumbles for a button next to his bed. He intends to push the one labeled nurse, but instead pushes the one entitled nuke, setting off a nuclear explosion. Reagan then announces, "That's one heck of a nurse," and mugs for the camera as Nancy strikes him with her snorkel. The video, directed by John Lloyd and Jim Yukich, and produced by John Blair, won the short-lived Grammy Award for Best Concept Music Video during the 30th Annual Grammy Awards. The video was also nominated for an MTV Video Music Award for Video of the Year in 1987, but lost to Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel, coincidentally former lead singer of Genesis. It also made the #1 spot on the Village Voice critic Robert Christow's Top 10 Music Videos in his year-end Dean's List feature, and #3 on the equivalent list of his annual survey of music critics. Paz and Jop, again losing out to Sledgehammer. Alright, so definitely I'm going to have to put a link to this video in my description so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. But it was a great production and well-made video, probably in my top 10 to 15 of all-time videos. Anyway, so we got the weekly charts, so let's review that. Of course, it hit, as I mentioned earlier, hit #4 on the Billboard Hot 100, hit #5 in Cashbox, hit number 11 on the Billboard Album Rock Tracks chart. In the UK, it reached #14, and in Germany, it reached #7, and then basically throughout all of Europe, it hit the top 10 or top 15. It was pretty across the board, pretty big hit. As for the year-end chart in the Billboard Hot 100 for 1987, it ranked #40 for the year. In Germany, it ranked #57. Canada, 63. Certainly Genesis had performed it on all the live concert tours from that point on. Visible Touch, The Way We Walk, Calling All Stations, with Ray Wilson on vocals, and Turn It On Again, and the Last Domino tours. So, definitely became a mainstay in their repertoire. Now, in terms of remakes, there was one big one. Rockin' band, the heavy metal band Disturbed, did a remake of this song that did relatively well. In 2006, hit #1 on the Billboard Mainstream Rock chart, hit #18 on the Alternative Airplay chart, hit the bottom of the chart in the UK, hit #79. It didn't hit the Hot 100 in the US, but pretty respectable remake, indeed. All right, so those are the song facts for Genesis and Land of Confusion. Song number 860 on my list. There'll be some more Genesis songs coming up. Definitely a fan through the years of them, even years before they really hit the top of popularity in the mid-'80s. And Phil Collins, I enjoy his work. I might be a little bit on the soft rock side. He appealed to that quite a bit and had a lot of hits that way, that's certain. But an interesting song, and a song that maybe needs to be listened to today right now. All right. So as I said, I'm putting a link to the video in the description. I hope you like the video. I hope you share the video with your friends. I hope you subscribe. Those who haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Don't you want to know, exactly when my videos are being listed? I have to address one minor issue with Facebook. I try to link all my videos to specific groups that relate to either this act or this song or this time period, but they're giving me a hard time. They're limiting how many shares I can do, and they block me if I do too many. So my suggestion, those of you who really like what I'm doing, who really follow it, and I'm glad you're out there, my suggestion is definitely to subscribe and maybe look for my videos through YouTube instead of looking for links on, say, Facebook or Twitter, or I also post on Instagram with pictures of the album or single label, just so you can see what I'm doing, and maybe follow along and watch. I appreciate it much if you do. All right, so thank you, folks, very much. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I wish you peace and love.